The third phase that we cover in the flawless training after covering contracting and discovery is the feedback phase. And the feedback phase consists of two distinct pieces. One, communicating our findings after having done the data collection and the diagnosis. And the second is to get the client to act. Feedback is really a moment of truth. It is when we get the client to make a decision to move forward. And any time that feedback does not end with specific actions that the client decide to take, it means that our feedback was not complete. The way we structure feedback, I think traditionally people have tendency to prepare huge reports with many pages talking methodology, data, approaches, and a lot of details. And when their reports become big, they move some of the stuff into appendices. And after they finish writing all these huge reports, they realize, oh, we have something missing. And normally what's missing is, at least what they think is missing, is an executive summary. Let's write a 2-3 page executive summary maximum. Why? Because they know that the recipients do not read all the detailed reports. I think recipients tend to read the huge reports is when there is lack of trust in the consultant. So that's why we opt normally for writing these executive summaries. The approach we take in flawless consulting is to go directly to build on giving feedback in a very special format. It is what we refer to as feedback statements. And what are feedback statements? Feedback statements consist of 3 distinct pieces. The first piece is how the client has behaved, what that behavior has caused to others around them in the business, in the organization, in the association, whatever the type of organization we're dealing with is. And the third piece is the impact on the whole, the impact on the business, the impact on the organization, the impact on the entity. The beauty about this is that it is oriented towards the people we collected data from, the owners of the case in the first place. As we have said previously, the content is primarily owned by the client, so the focus of this feedback is on what the client can act on. It focuses on key messages, whether they're technical, and more importantly, these are the soft messages related to behaviors and the management side of the business. And it is extremely important when we give feedback not to take sides, since we're focusing our feedback statements to the recipient who has contributed directly or indirectly to causing the problem to exist or causing the problem to persist. So all in all, the approach to feedback is to make sure that we get again to a decision to act and do something to address the situation. If we have many people that are involved in the data collection that may have contributed to the situation, then we must write very specific feedback that is oriented towards each one of the contributors. And thus, we relay these messages, the feedback statements, which are truly a very clear and neutral picture of what the reality is. A lot of participants sometimes ask, or managers that we deal with, but where are the recommendations? Well, wonderful. If my picture is clear enough and specific enough and descriptive enough, then we hope that by relaying these feedback statements, we are educating the client to a level where they can make a decision on their own in what to do next. In some cases, yes, we may need recommendations, especially if the situation requires some very specialized expertise that the client may not possess. Other than these situations, I think we should stick in our role as educators in the system as consultants and help the client through getting clarity on what the situation is really like to make a decision on their own in moving forward, to choose their own solution or a solution from a number of options that we present them with, and thus they become the rightful owners, not just of the content, they become the rightful owner of the decision to act and move forward. Hence, we are securing their commitment upfront prior to moving towards implementation.